So, you haven't been training as much, you haven't been to the gym as much, you haven't played your sport maybe since last summer, and you want to get back into it now without injuring yourself, right? Summer's coming, restrictions are lifting, gyms have reopened, it's time to get back to it. Now, first rule of thumb is preventing injury is impossible. Remember this, right? But reducing your risk is what this is all about. So there's a few things you want to consider, right? So number one, control the risk factors that are controllable, like your sleep. Are you getting enough, right? And how's the quality? Proper diet. People who undereat or overeat are more likely to get injured. Make sure you're eating enough to perform and you're not starving yourself. Obviously, wearing protective equipment seems like a silly thing to say, but yeah, you're more likely to get injured if you're not wearing protective equipment for your sport. Working towards a healthy body composition, both being overweight and underweight will make you more likely to get injured. Now, this isn't something that I'm saying to make you fearful. If you are somebody who's overweight or underweight and trying to get into shape, just be aware that it's a factor affecting your risk for injury, right? Your skill level of the sport, right? It kind of seems kind of logical, but people who've practiced for longer, for more years, are less likely to get injured than people who are new to a sport, right? So if you're new to powerlifting, don't pick up the heaviest weight you possibly can on day one. It doesn't mean that picking up heavy weights are dangerous, but people who have a lot more experience doing it, week after week, year after year, are less likely to get hurt doing it based on experience. Psychological factors, right? So being more competitive or being depressed or being anxious, all of these things can affect your risk of injury. The most important thing I want to talk about today, though, is using appropriate load. So you want to think about your acute versus your chronic load. This is basically thinking about what are you about to ask of your body versus what you've been doing the whole while, the whole, last few months. So basically what I want you to do is take about 50% of what you think you can do and start there, and then bump up the load 5 to 10% every week. That's it. It's as simple as that. Start at 50% of what you really think you should be doing and bump it up 5-10% every week. Within about a month or two, you'll be back to where you were, but you'll be doing it with a way lower chance of injuring yourself. So some examples: you want to train in the gym 4 hours a week, start with 2. You want to deadlift 200 pounds, start with 100. You want to golf 18 holes twice a week, start with 9 holes twice a week and ramp up from there. It's really as simple as that. There's no magic secret here. It's just checking your ego at the door, start a little bit lighter, start doing a little bit less, and ramp back up. If this information was helpful to you, make sure you don't forget to follow for more.